What I want to do now is clean out this herb bed. I guess I'm going to have to take the line trimmer and trim down that vegetation in pathway again. But clean out this rhubarb bed here. In front there's nothing in it except for weeds. And then the back one. And cover them over in wood chips the same as I got done here. So I think that's good enough. Now we got the shady plot, we're gonna say that we're done with the shady plot for another little bit. I see which way I should go here because the sun's up there. All the beds are weeded out. Of course the potato beds are just done, so there's no weeds in those yet. Yeah, so there it is. Shady plot completed. Some things were well ahead this year. Not only am I 3 weeks ahead planting them, look at the size of these things. And they've been well hardened off. They've been out in the blazing sun for 3 days. They should not have any transplant shock worth talking about. However, these two here, that's the Gerardale pumpkin, if my memory serves me correctly, that's the 100-pound one. And then going down here, I'm planting them 1 foot apart. My documentation says 18 inches, but I'm putting them 12 inches because I put 7 here and I get the space here to put 2 pumpkins or squash at a decent spacing. And then I've got another 2 here. So I do have more squash in the house that I'm waiting to get just a little bigger. And another space here, but then I have 3 more national pickling cucumbers here. So that's 10 national pickling cucumbers in all. And it's difficult to put the national pickling here. I might actually yet move one of the national pickling or 2 of them down right here, because it looks like it's a better area to move back the cabbage. And then here on the end I have 2 Watham butternut, and I have another Watham butternut here. When the other one in the house gets big enough, I'll put them in there in that corner. But for now, in this area, that's what I'm planting out. Cucumbers is C. pepo. Watham butternut is C. moscata. So that's separate species. And Gerardale is C. maxima. Once I got this done, I went to plant the others, and I realized I couldn't do what I had planned. So I had to sleep on it. So I'm going to tell you what I'm going to do, then I'm going to turn off the camera and go do it. This is a yellow straight neck. So I'm going to put that one there. You see, I do have inside, getting them to grow a little bigger, another couple of Gerardale pumpkins. So I'll have 4 Gerardale pumpkins there, but they're inside, not even earned off yet. Today I'm going to plant that. I got my rest of my 3 cucumbers here. This is cucamelon. Now, as far as cucamelon goes, anywhere I can stick up a trellis, I can poke that in. I can even grow them in pots. So that's the 3 that I have earned off now. And depending on what those little tiny things I got in the house does, we'll decide that when the time comes. And of course I've got Autumn butternut, 1, 2, 3, and I have 1 more in the house that I'm going to plant out. That'll be number 4. I have a white-throated sparrow attacking its reflection. Well, it's July the 1st now. I would have had this video uploaded yesterday, but when I zoomed in on that sparrow, I forgot to zoom back out. Fly went right in my mouth. And I was using the camcorder, and I can't see the screen on the camcorder when I'm outside, even on a day as dull as today. So I would just point the camera and hopefully I got everything in. If you've been watching my videos for a while, you'll know that every once in a while the video is off, and that's why. So I got to doing this, talking about this area, and I was editing and realized the video was completely useless. I have to record this over again now, so just to, of course I can't record it the same way because I've done some work here and now it can't be undone. However, this was my biggest issue when it comes to, okay, where am I going to plant things, right? And I've got it a couple of strips around with the lawnmower mowed here, and these bits were in such a mess of weeds. And now, of course, I can't show you before and after because I messed the video. Anyway, this is what you're going to get to see. I've got 6 Marketmore cucumber here. And then up there, I add one of those is a Long Island cheese pumpkin. And so, what I did, put this video on wide angle too. I cleaned out everything except for the Jerusalem artichoke in this bed. And I also had some caramel and California poppy seeds in the house. And so I cleaned out this bed. And I've got them both covered with the old bedding from the hen house. And for down here, I add 3 straight 8 cucumbers. And of course, now I got it, the area's weeded out right, but it did look like that. And I said, well, I just got to weed that area out. The soil is fairly good, and I'll put the cucumbers in right there. The thing was, you see, when I got to this bed, I was thinking about putting the cucumbers out by the fence like I did last year. But then I realized I've got the tomatoes. I got more tomato plants put here than I did last year. And so I've got them put on a zigzag. And if they grow like they did last year, that's just going to be one mass of tomato vine right from one end to the other. It's just going to choke out the cucumber vines, and you're just not going to be able to see them. So I decided I couldn't do that. So they are planted, and of course, since I was sitting there, I decided I might as well weed out among the oregano over here where the columbine and perennial onions are as well. And I found there's a pea there, there's a pea right there beside the cucumber, and there's a third one over there close to the columbine. So there's four pea plants growing there. Oh, this was a task and a half to get weeded out. But for this bed here in front, I had these 2 packets. It's chamomile seeds. It's just a fine dust, eh? 14,000 seeds approximately in this packet. They're all sprinkled out over this bed. And this one here, California poppy, it says right on there, see? Approximately 4,500 seeds. They are sprinkled over this bed. And now that I got this weeded out, you can see just how many drizzling artichoke was there. There's quite a few. There's one there drooping because I really disturbed its roots when I was trying to fluff up the soil to get the weeds out. And then I've got, of course, my 3 cucumber there, 1 down right there, and 2 over there, and that big one, that's the Long Island cheese squash. Now that I'm doing this a few days later, I can give you an update before I finish. This is a short video, so I've got plenty of time to give you an update. There's disappointment, but very little. Most of it is excitement. So the straight 8 cucumbers, I don't know if you can tell, but you see the flower buds? They're starting. This one, however, I guess it was a slug. You see what it done? Chewed it right off at the bottom, and so the plant died. This one here is still doing well. It's been chewed on. But once again, you see right down in that crook between the 2 by the leaf, some flower buds starting. And here's the pea plant that I mentioned earlier. It has grown since the last time. One of them. Not sure if that pea plant's cut off or no. But there's another one right there. Now, from a distance you can't see anything. But this is really exciting to me. Because if I go in close, you see these little ones here? That's chamomile. They're coming up all over the bed. And then I go for these here, but I'll show you better ones right here. So it looks like 4 leaves, but it's only 2. So right there, that's California poppy, and they as well are coming up all over this bed. So California poppy and chamomile is the sedative part of sleepy time tea. And so that's why that's exciting. Now up here, I do have on the video where I had just planted these, so you can maybe tell, if you jump back and forth between the two, you'll tell that these have grown actually quite a bit since I planted them there. The Jerusalem artichoke that had drooped, by the way, you see he's perked up again now. But once again, see, that's a female flower down right there. Another one down there. So they're off to the races. I think that's a male flower in right there. And every one of those cucumber plants are the same. Let's check up here. Now this one here was the runt when I put it here. Got a little spit bug in there, but they don't usually cause much damage. So that one's not causing any, producing any flowers yet. But like I say, it was the runt when I put it there. This is the, I'm going to put it on wide angle. There, that's better. Long Island cheese. And I don't know what it's actually like. It looks like I'm going to have to water it right away because it's still droopy. I'm going to water this here now in a few minutes, but I don't see where that's putting on any flowers yet. Not that I would expect it to, of course. I'm not going to expect it to put on flowers for another 3 weeks, really. Now coming up along here, there's more excitement in these beds besides the cucumbers and squash. What I don't know is, you see the Jahardal pumpkin here? The leaves are yellowing out on the head, just like it's lacking nitrogen, right? Whatever. They don't look that healthy. Hopefully they come around. Once again, I'm gonna water, and maybe just a shot of water might help. I don't know. This is the national pickling, as you know, and they're growing and trying to grab onto each other. I've got to get the trellis in and put up on them, but I'll turn it back too close up. You see, here's a little flower starting there. It looks like it's female, so small, I'm not sure. There's another one starting, some more starting down in. Let's see if I can get you pointed at me. See, I'm using the phone now so I can see what I'm doing. Some more started down there. That's a male flower right there. So that's exciting. That means I do have female. I know for sure I got female and male flowers coming out on the national pickling already. Once again, see, if you look right down here, we've got flowers coming out, flower buds on every cucumber plant that I've got growing. On these 3 as well. And little wispy things, eh? Oh, I better put you on line. Cucamelon. This was the biggest of the ones that I put there. But it has more than doubled in length since I planted it. And it's trying to grab onto everything that it can grab onto. So I've got to get a trellis in for them as well. This was the small ones that were there, but they are coming along quite nicely as well. This is the autumn butternut. It's light too. I'm thinking, I don't know if like this is the NS bedding, so there's a lot of sawdust in it. Is the nitrogen still being bound up quite a bit. I don't know. But they'll get going. And there's flower buds starting on them. Bottom butternut, for flower buds are starting already. That is exciting. So, excitement in the garden, and of course the big excitement is that I've got to push to get everything planted. I've got some more stuff that I have hardening off, but I'm going to harden them off a bit and plant them out and do whatever. But yeah, I got everything done, and now I can relax and just take the gardening task as they reach top priority. So thank you for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.